Hello everyone and welcome to Life's Questions and Answers. If you like fun facts or would like me to explain some of your questions, this is the place. Now, let's get to the video.
Life's Questions and Answers.
Life's Questions and Answers. Please subscribe.
We all know the saying, no two snowflakes are alike, and we all know that this isn't entirely true. But, did you know that during winter the odds of you finding a snowflake's exact match are extremely low? Why? Because over the winter season, on average, 1 septillion snowflakes fall. And even if you could look at every snowflake over the winter, the odds of there even being a pair of exactly matching snowflakes within the lifetime of the universe is so astronomically low that we might as well call it a 0% chance. But, how do snowflakes even form to create this many different possibilities?
Well, a snowflake begins to form when an extremely cold water droplet freezes onto a pollen or dust particle in the sky. This creates an ice crystal. As the ice crystal falls to the ground, water vapor freezes onto the main crystal, building new crystals. They have 6 sides because as the water vapor freezes, it arranges itself into a hexagonal lattice due to the hydrogen bonds between water molecules. This, and environmental factors create the wonderful variety of snowflakes we can find.
Speaking of snowflakes, let's talk about Antarctica, which is like a snowflake on the bottom of the Earth. We all know that during winter in Antarctica the sun doesn't rise. But, how do animals there deal with these conditions? Well, during the months of complete darkness, many nocturnal animals become more active. Diurnal animals, however, become more dormant. Animals such as polar bears, seals, and walruses will slow down their metabolism during the wintertime and enter a hibernation-like state. But, in the Antarctic, how do people in research stations survive?
Well, people in Antarctica don't leave the station during the permanent night. If they ever get caught outside of it, like during a storm, they stay put in a hut or tent. Since the buildings in the Antarctic are heated to around 18 degrees Celsius or 64 degrees Fahrenheit, they have no trouble staying warm in the station. Unlike the animals, humans are not adapted to the conditions of Antarctica and bring all sorts of clothing and high-tech gear. Antarctica is so cold, white and icy it is almost like a cold moon.
Speaking of cold moons, the next cold moon is on December 26, 2023. But, what even are cold moons? A cold moon, put simply, is just a full moon happening near the winter solstice. They get called many other names as well, such as the oak moon and the long night moon. But, how did this moon get all of its names in the first place?
Well, the cold moon is a Mohawk name that signifies the cold weather that typically begins during this time of year. The cold moon is symbolic of slowing down, reflecting, and appreciating the stillness and beauty of the natural world. Interestingly, the only reason the cold moon happens is because light gets reflected off blue ice and white snow, creating the iconic cold moon look. The cold moon is so blue and beautiful it almost looks like a frozen bubble in the sky.
Speaking of which, did you know that under the right conditions a soap bubble will freeze? If you did, you might not know that when it does it might look like the entire surface of the bubble is freezing, but what you're actually seeing is the innermost layer of water, which freezes at warmer temperatures than soapy water, turning to ice within the film. Unfortunately for us, these soap bubbles don't last long and are very fragile. But, how do you even make these wonderful frozen bubbles?
Well, to make soap bubbles into frozen bubbles, the ideal temperature is between 9 and 12 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 13 to
minus 11 degrees Celsius. Yes, I know.
While technically, you can make frozen bubbles at any temperature below freezing, but cold temps close to freezing can mean the bubble will take a long time to freeze. It will then most likely pop before it can fully freeze. Making frozen bubbles is a great thing to do with your whole family. They also sort of look like stars, so I've linked a video about how to make them in the description.
Speaking of stars, for all you astronomers out there, keep an eye out for the large star, Arcturus. This star is the brightest star in the constellation Boötes, the herdsman or plowman, and is the 4th brightest star in our night sky. But, what is the science of this very bright star?
Well, Arcturus is 36.7 light-years from us on Earth, and while Arcturus has about the same mass as our Sun, it is about 2.6 billion years older, so it has used up its core hydrogen, and has become a red giant 25 times the size and 170 times the brightness of our Sun. Here is a picture of Arcturus compared to our Sun. That's our Sun, and that's Arcturus.
Wow, that star is big.
It sure is.
Well, that was the video. Don't forget to check out the video on how to make frozen bubbles that's linked in the description. And please like and subscribe for more fun facts like these.